Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here in one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. Our sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Welcome back to another episode of Talk Show Kings. Today we got two interesting topics along with the hot chatter for the day. But first off, let me go ahead and thank the city of Douglasville and all of our viewers for allowing us in your homes. I also want to give a thanks to Felix J. Washington for putting this together for us to have a platform to discuss some of these things that we have on our mind and these questions that's going on in the communities. Today we got a couple of new kings with us, but first I'm going to start it off and introducing myself. I'm King Eric, and to my left,
I'm King Devo the Don.
And to his left,
I'm a King Big.
And to his left,
I'm King Darwin.
And together we are the Talk Show Kings.
Talk Show Kings, we in here.
We in the building.
Yeah, the Kings.
All right. So, first things first. Normally since you're new to the show, normally we lead off with hot topics for the week before we get into our two main topics. So the hot topic one of the hot topics for the week is we keep hearing a lot about the Trump and this martial law that's supposed to come into effect on the 20th on Easter.
Yeah, on Easter.
What do you think about that?
That's crazy. That it's happening on Resurrection Sunday. First of all, thank y'all for having me on y'all show. I really appreciate the opportunity. I feel like Trump just full of the rhetoric. I don't know why he feel like this that our grandparents signed, great grandparents signed. I mean, he can push whatever, but we're not the same people. Like, we're not the same culture. We're not going for that. We shall overcome. Like, we gonna overcome whatever coming our way. Well, I don't want it to have to get to that point, but like we're not at that time, and like so much going on. We're not in that space of energy for that type of energy.
I got you. What about you? What do you think?
I really feel like Trump, he trying to troll us as a people. Like, I feel like it's a lot of stuff that he knows that we don't know. And I feel like he's just trying to do anything in his power to try to make a mockery of anything that we ever stood for. Even as far as when he went as far as getting even a black vote. And it's like, yeah, y'all voted for me, but look what I'm about to do. It's like it's no remorse there. It's no heartfelt anything with him. So me, I just try to prepare for the worst, but be accepting of the best.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Since you said that he's trolling black folks, what about the other ethnicities as well? Because there's a lot of white people that voted for him that didn't think that he would do the things that he's doing too.
Yeah, because I'm for all people. It's just that me, I am considered an African American man, so I'm just speaking as far as my culture. So as far as those cultures, I can't really speak and say how that may be affecting them. I would be open to understanding that, but I'm just speaking from my own point of view on that.
Well, I don't want to say because really and truly, I'm not thinking about how it's affecting them on that level. I'm thinking about they were tricked.
Yeah.
I'm more of okay, this is what you asked for type situation.
I see what you mean.
Now this is what you asked for this. You said it was going to be something else, but a lot of people were trying to let you know, no, this is not what's going to happen. Now this is what you get for that. And now you're asking, like I've seen before, we talked about it before on the show, there are a lot of people, even farmers that's on TikTok, talking about how Trump is going back doing all of this, restructuring contracts, getting rid of contracts, and now they're mad and upset with the government, but you should be mad at the person who you put in office.
Yeah, that's true.
So they don't want to come out and directly say, oh, it's Trump's fault. Well, it is, because number one, he started this Doge, he let Elon Musk start this Doge situation. So now it's a lot of Social Security. We talked about this earlier. Keep messing with these Social Security.
They're not playing.
These old folks is they're not playing that. I mean, it's a whole lot. King D?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a lot going on in the government today, and with Trump, that's Trump. He's gonna be who Trump is. He's gonna surprise a lot of people. I feel with the martial law deal, it depends on how far he goes with it. We've been under martial law before. Little do people know, but it's just how far is he going to take the martial law, to that extent. What extent is the question.
Okay.
So, but it's the government, man. It's Trump. It's a lot of things going on, and he's trying to get, he's trying to take all the power, basically.
I mean, it's amazing to see that he's really going after China, and China isn't backing down one bit.
None of them is. Nobody really is. To be honest.
But China even said that they will match you. They gonna match
Energy,
the tariffs
match your
point
You hear me?
percentage per percentage. It don't even matter.
Japan is not playing either.
You had. I don't want to interrupt.
Go ahead, brother.
It's almost like they almost starting to begin to look at us as a joke. America used to be like such this bully, but now that Trump is in office, it's like nobody. You know what I'm saying? They would have never tried that before. Like, it's like nobody's taking us serious now because it's like he a joke. And I want to say a lot of people, we didn't read up on the election. When it came up on, it was just like Trump, and then we was kind of like, and the blurry with what we gonna do for Democrats, and then boom, we got Kamala. Like, so then it was like, as much as I am pro black, whatever she's going on, it was like a lot of rhetoric was going on over there. So and then like the way Trump was talking, it was like it almost was giving like we had a trail, paperwork, facts, actual facts was where she was just like, oh, Divine Nine raised his money and she was throwing concerts and it was like a whole bunch of distractions that blurred us out. But we still didn't do our homework on Trump. You know, so now we in this predicament where, like you saying, like everybody's saying it's Trump's fault, but we as a people, we didn't do our homework either.
Well, what about the ones? There are some that did the homework, but they still said that they didn't want to. You have to understand.
A lot of people did homework, and a lot of people did like homeboy.
No,
like,
a lot of people just didn't want Kamala as president.
That too. Like then we got to talk about that.
And that I think was the biggest issue. Excuse me for jumping in,
oh, no.
But like I told us before, as putting Kamala up against Trump, that was the wrong move.
Wrong one.
That was the total wrong move. But that was their decision. So they got to bite the bullet. All of us got to bite the bullet for even putting her up against Trump.
Right, and for anybody that's watching as female, we don't know. I'm personally not saying because she's a woman why to put up, but if you just look at her track record over the 4 years she was in office, like after she said we did it, Joe, we really didn't hear no more from her until, you know, it was time for election. Like I personally know I didn't see anything from her being said. But what vice president does say something?
Exactly.
Like, so we have to take all that into consideration. And Joe Biden was old. I feel like she should have like kind of stepped up and helped him a little more, being younger. Since we're talking about bridging that gap between older people and younger people, she should have bridged that gap because like he was just there. Like.
Since you brought that up, since that is one of our topics for today, we'll get back on that.
Okay.
But what's another hot topic for the week? I know
What you guys thinking? Let's go with the new guys. What's been going on in the media and in the world today that you think the people are really concerned about or want to hear our opinions on?
Okay, so I do want to touch on the politics a little bit more before we steer off of it. And what I was just thinking about is the way that the government is structured is in a sense like they structured the government like a business in a way. So even with a business, you have like the owner, you have a CEO, you have the whole breakdown of, you know, the hierarchy. And you have someone who represents the business, which is typically the president. So I feel like there's some type of movement going on behind the curtains that we don't see. And I feel like it doesn't matter if it was Kamala, it doesn't matter if it was Trump. There's a certain agenda that's getting pushed towards certain people and keeping different classes in different ways to dominate and control. And I feel like that's what we keep on trying to rip the veil down on. We trying to figure out what's happening behind those doors. And I feel like having our viewers come in and tune in to what we have to say and things like that, getting different perspectives, that's how we come together and collectively think about it in a certain type of way. You know, so putting ego aside, just all of us getting different perspectives. And I feel like that's being godly in a way because God has more of a 360 view on things. So that's pretty much what I wanted to say on that.
Okay. Because I know another hot topic, we got the draft coming up this week.
Yeah.
The NFL draft.
Man.
And one of the big topics on that, one of the big conversations is where's Shedeur Sanders going? Is he going to drop from the top 5 to go to number 9 to the Saints?
Have you been watching them combine?
I watched the pro day. I watched
for Colorado?
the pro day for Colorado.
Yeah. I don't know. He was in there. Like I didn't see too many. I seen him. I seen Travis. I seen what's the other receiver they have at Colorado. They got some nice guys over there.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I think his name started with a J or something like Jeremy or something like that. But they got a nice little squad over there. But they are definitely almost got him on this Bronny James type of stage, like where he gonna go, what he gonna do. Like I feel like he gonna be drafted, I don't know, about 5. Cause Cam, I be watching Cam too, Cam Ward, and he in there. Like it's like he got a little more hunger than
So, your top 5 picks, who do you think? Top 5.
for what?
Top 5 picks in the draft.
You know, Travis getting in there.
Start from number 1. Go to
Travis.
5. You think he's going number 1?
Travis going. I don't know. He's such a well-rounded player. Like Travis going. Travis going.
I don't think he's going number 1.
You don't think he's going number 1?
So, what about you, Mr. Ohio State?
Oh, I forgot he from Ohio.
Listen, I don't really, get off too much in the drafts, because it all depends on the team and what the team needs,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
And it is
any of them
good.
can go any position at that point, So I really couldn't speak on who I think were really, the top 5 because I haven't even really been diving in on the top picks in the NFL, honestly. But I know
Am I
one
the
thing for
only
sure.
one?
Travis definitely he going one
He
or
going.
2. Yeah, he be
He
one or
going.
2.
He in top 5.
Am I the only one that pays attention to
He
NFL?
going in top 5. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not going to go
I used
top
to be
5.
all in the NFL, but when I seen all the politics and all the
Yeah,
things
that's what
that
it
got
is. It's
going on,
like-
it kind of like pushed me away a little from following it and putting
I
all my
get it.
energy in it.
But,
But I still got my teams. I
Yeah.
still like my teams that I like. But far as just zeroing in on them and watching it and following and reading up on it, I kind of like pull back a lot on the NFL.
I got you.
In all the sports, really.
Yeah, it's overrated at this point. There's so many financial moves being made. The sport's not fun to watch no more.
I mean, it takes for me. It takes away from all of the other nonsense that's going on. They give me something else to focus on.
Oh yeah, something to yell at.
Right.
'Cause I'm yelling at that TV.
For me, I'm a Tennessee Titans fan anyway.
Oh my God!
Don't do it.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Don't do it.
I apologize, King.
So, I believe Cam Ward is going to go number 1. Number 2 probably be Travis. 3, the linebacker from Penn State.
Okay.
And after that, it's just Shador, and I don't think Shador will probably
What
make
you
for
think
4 or
about
5,
Shiloh?
So
You think?
Shiloh will probably be a late 7th round, even probably undrafted.
Yeah, I kind of see undrafted in his future. Like it's not that he's not a good player. It's just the hype around Shador is so big. Like I feel like it's only room for one Sanders to get in the like the hype too big. Like prime time it come with a hype already. Then we got prime time son. Like it's just like 2 baby primes, 3
Well,
really if you
he's
want to count
not-
Travis.
Well, he's not. Shiloh is he's real laid back.
Yeah, he ain't got that.
He don't have
herb in
that
him.
that fire, that glam that
Yeah.
Shador and Dion has. So, and that's fine.
It's
And
fine.
that's
It's just
fine.
what he do on the field that really
Exactly.
matters.
That's all that matters. All right. Well, moving on from that, did you have anything else to say regarding
Nah,
that?
yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more
you gonna have
research
to-
on the top 5 before I speak.
What y'all think about the NBA? The Lakers going crazy right now.
Of course.
Oh, okay then. Are you a Lakers fan?
That's right.
Oh, okay then. You a LeBron Lakers fan
No,
or you
I'm
like
a Lakers fan.
Okay, I just had to ask.
No, I'm a Lakers fan. Before LeBron.
Okay.
Before Kobe.
Before Kobe Magic.
Yes.
Okay. I ain't that old to know about Magic, but yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I've been a Lakers fan as long as he probably has. The Magic, the Worthies, the Cheeks, all of them.
When they brought in
Yeah.
all the old Gary Payton and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah, so
DP.
yeah.
But I am a LeBron fan too, though. Don't get it
Okay,
twisted.
Well, that's
now.
because he's from
He's
Ohio,
definitely from
so-
the hometown, so I do
Alright,
rock
okay,
with LeBron.
I know we about to get out of this. So since we talking about sports and we was talking about Dion and Shador, how you feel about the LeBron and Bronny situation?
Look, I'm happy for Bronny.
Right.
That's all I can say about that. I mean, I believe he has talent. Do I think that he should have stayed in another year? I think so. I think he should have stayed another year, but I don't blame him for
Facts.
coming out. I mean, as a father myself, I mean, if I was in that situation,
I do the,
I would do the
that's how you gotta
same
look at it, 'cause
thing.
the other races and ethnicities been doing that since the beginning of the time.
Right.
You know, so like,
So I mean, we jump on, a lot of folks jump on LeBron for doing it, but I mean, really, we see this happen all the time.
all the time,
All the time. Arch Manning and the Mannings.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
I'm surprised they ain't got a grandson. They probably do got a grandson in the lead too with it. They been
You
doing
know, Archie Manning, he down playing. He the quarterback at Texas, so
Oh well, he on the way then.
Yeah, let me touch on that real quick. So I do believe that Bronny, he is gonna be a better player than we all expect him to be. Now, yeah, did they pull some strings to get him in there on the same team as his dad? Yes, they did that. But I do feel like they wanted him to develop more into the NBA game, because when you play in the NCAA, that's a little bit of a different game. So I think they wanted him to get more acclimated with the professional NBA game. So and I do think that you know, it is a level of fixing behind the sports, you know, especially with the betting and whatnot going on.
It's a business now.
It's a business.
Ronnie done made them folks that money back off them jerseys now.
And on top of that, I do think that it is a possibility that the Lakers can go to the finals and win a ring before LeBron retires. And I feel like that would shut everybody up. Like even me, if you ask me, I'm gonna say that Michael Jordan is still the greatest of all times. But if LeBron James get his son a ring his first year in the league, that's gonna be kind of hard to you can. There's nothing that you can say and deny him of being the greatest if that happens.
Hey, Bronny doing better than Marcus Jordan doing right now. So.
Hey.
well,
point taken.
Well, I mean, all right. With that, we're gonna head on into our first topic for the day. Just so you know, for everyone viewing at home, if you decide you want to call in, please call. The number is 770-485-7724. And or you can watch, and also you can watch not just on YouTube, but also Roku at 10TV61 on Roku. Now, the first topic for the day, bridging the gap, the unity across the black community. And one of the questions that I had during the week was, how do you actually bridge that gap between generations? When we touched on it a couple of weeks ago about how slavery still has this effect on the generation today. How can you get the older generation to actually step in and give the information that's needed to help the newer generation grow and not be stuck in this same downfall and the same mindset of slavery?
And it's great, too. I just want to say it's great that we have two younger minds here today to go along with the older minds so that we can really collab and try to see what you
Wiser
guys
mind.
think.
Y'all mind's not old. It's just wiser mind.
The wiser mind. Well, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the correction.
It's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be some heavy stuff. But I just want to try to break it down to the best of my ability. But before I get started and answer the question, I do want to just give like a brief breakdown. I have a 93-year-old granddad that gives me a lot of knowledge, information, different books to read to help bridge that gap. So this question that you're asking, I've been asking myself this for at least the last 10 years on how to bridge that gap. Okay, we know what happened to us in slavery. We know that this and that happened, but it's like, how do we really break free from that? And from my understanding, we have been targeted as a people. We have been brainwashed. Like they've made us into mental slaves where we don't have to physically be out in the field picking cotton, but mentally we're enslaved. And starting with my generation, they enslaved my generation where the master is really money. Like, this is what everybody is chasing, but they miss out on the fact that before we even had the money, we had different talents, skills, different abilities that we mastered, which in turn got us the money. So it was never the money that mattered. So now they got all of the young ones, they scamming, doing all types of stuff to get to the money, because you do need that in order to take care of your family. So like to help bridge that gap, I feel like us as males, as the men, us wanting to be the head, we have to step up and do a better job. Because if we are the head and the leaders, the women are going to follow right after us. So if we send FDs and all of this, what they going to say in return if we're setting that example?
I agree. Now, it's funny because you said something about you just said something about King Big. You said something about the Kamala Harris and having concerts, bridging that gap. One way was her reaching to the younger generation, because she knew that if I have this concert, if I have Beyonce here, if I have Megan Thee Stallion here, that will at least get them in the building to listen.
Right.
But see, a lot of people took that as
a free concert, because that's what it really was. Like, I mean, once you did, like, not to take away from our queens, but it's not like they was good up there singing "We Are the World." They was up there still pushing the same narrative. So everything, Kamala Mike gave 10 million good policies, but once Glorilla got on that stage and started doing whatever she did, everything she said before that, I forgot about what you said. Because I watched it online and I fast forward to see what Beyonce was doing. I really didn't care what Kamala had to say. They like, oh, they got Glorilla there? I can't wait to go see. It's 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I ain't got no, you know what she said, and he ain't got me. I was trying to see what she trying. I didn't even care. So it's like, they have to find a better way to reach our generation. And one thing I want to say is that we stop having dinner at the table.
Exactly.
We stop having dinner at the table. Television is like one of the craziest things that ever messed up that gap between young people and old people. Because no more are we sitting at the table with mama and daddy, or we going to Big Mama house on Sunday and we talking about how's your week and remember such and such and such. Like, I remember being a kid and my grandma telling me stuff. And at the time, I was listening, but I didn't want to hear it. So I was like, la. And my grandma used to tell me, when you get older, you're going to remember all that la singing. And now that I'm older, I remember all those lessons that's been instilled in me. So we're no longer having round table discussions with our family. We're no longer dropping gems on, like, how to cut grass, how to do so. We don't have that gap. Cell phones is another thing that's definitely messing up that gap. Now we don't have to go to you for information. We don't have to go... You know what I'm saying? How do you make bread? How do you fry chicken? How do you cut grass? How do you cut hair? How do you unplug it? We don't have to go to our elders for the information, because we have the information right now. A second thing, the level of respect for older people has gone out of the window. Like, right. I grew up in the time it was yes ma'am, yes sir, no ma'am, no sir. Even when I say yes ma'am to women today, they are like I'm speaking a different language. Like, don't call me that. I'm like, well, out of the two of us, you a ma'am. And I'm a sir. Like, so I'm not saying to call you old. It's just out of respect. Like, we definitely lost that. Children are not staying in their places because the parents are our children as well. So we don't have that covering, that protection. No big mama praying over us. No mama. The neighborhood, you can't even tell the kids not to look both ways what they call the street. You're not my mama, shut up. So we have to find a way to get back almost to like that table, that dining room table, those barbershop conversations, the church being the community type of thing to bridge that gap, because that's the only thing that's really gonna bring us together.
What do you think, King D? Those some good points.
Man, y'all really brought up some great points, and y'all really tapped in on a couple of solutions that I had, researched and think that would be a very strong point for us to start practicing as well, But first of all, like you were saying here in the end when you were talking about churches, well, those are places like safe places that we can congregate, because first thing is first, we have to gather.
Yeah,
we have to get together and have these conversations. So it's safe places that we can go to, we all can go to, and have these delicate conversations, because these is the conversations that's really going to help us move forward. And we got to practice, again, active listening. We have to learn how to listen, because a lot of people, we hear what a person is saying, but we're not listening to what a person is saying. You know, so these are two big things before we can get started in the programs of creating that intergenerational dialogue program, so that we can have these talks. But the two first things is the safe spaces and the active learning, active listening. And then we can move forward with the programs that can help us bridge this gap, because you guys think different than we do.
Right.
Like you said.
So what we'll do, I don't mean to cut you off, King. We got to take a quick break.
Okay.
And what we'll do, we'll come back and we'll continue this topic when we get back. Stay tuned.
All right.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
My name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.
Welcome back to the second half of our show. Our first half, we ended with talking about breaking the generational gap between black cultures, and we're going to continue with that. And before, King D, you were talking about the gathering along with the other kings. You were talking about the gathering amongst each other, and,
Yes.
I know King Big said that there's no family dinners anymore.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a big part. That was a big thing when we were coming up, right? Yeah. You know,
right.
Your mother is cooking the meal and we all sitting down at the table breaking bread. And great discussions came up at that time, you know, and that's how we learn. We learn from each other. That was the beauty of it, you know, and that's what we got to be able to instill and do today. Get with you young guys, get with the young women, all of us, because we all have situations and issues that we're dealing with on a daily basis, and we got to discuss them, because with what, like you say, us elders done went through, you guys going through right now, and you guys need to help. I mean, you guys' this generation right now, what do you think about all of the suicides that's going on? within your generation?
My condolences to everyone that might have lost someone to suicide, or knew someone to suicide. But I feel like, again, that comes from not having those conversations. Like, you don't know what your child think. How was your kid day? My mom used to ask me, what you do at school? What happened? What you learn? Like, we're not digging into our kids' lives anymore to figure out what's going on, to pick their mind. At the end of the day, they still kids. And they still going through whatever they going through, puberty, bullying, whatever, everyday life. Like, kids go through stuff. But if we don't have nobody there that we feel comfortable with, or it's not even an environment that we could go to open up to those type of things, it's like we're bottoming those things in. Also, with the music that they're listening to, it's a combination of both, like what they're going through in life, and then the music, that's the same thing, and what's being pushed into their minds on television. It's like a whole lot. I remember this point in time, my mom used to like cut that TV off, go outside. Like, we do have to cut that TV off. Like, you got to give your mind a break from absorbing so much rhetoric, so much toxic information. Like, go outside, get some fresh air, play. Like, it's just so much stuff that we have to get back to, like, the time of old. Like,
Well, let me ask you this. So do you think that not just, let's just talk about outside the homes. What about the social aspect of it do you think it's a different type of gap when it comes to rich black culture and the hood black culture?
Okay. I'm 33, yeah. It'd be hard to say sometimes. Like, at 33, I grew up in the 90s, and I grew up in the projects. But I'm telling you, it was like, I don't feel like I missed nothing, because it was so many people hands-on. I was at the Boys and Girls Club. I was in Boy Scouts. I had, like, different enrichment programs. Then when I went outside, the other adults in the neighborhood knew me. They knew my family. So it was like, it's always somebody got their hand, like, almost pretty much got their hands on me. Like, oh, I'm going to tell your mama, I'm going to do this. I don't feel like it's so much like, when you rich, yes, you have access to more stuff. But, like, having somebody, like, to have their hand, as much as I didn't like that, I appreciate people knowing who my family was in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It gave me a conscience, like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I know such and such is going to tell my mom, such and such is going to tell my grandma. But, like, now it's like these kids, they don't
have a conscience.
It's like, they don't care. Tell my mama. I call my mama for you. Like my daughter told me, like, somebody was like, the teacher was like, I'm going to call your mom. They were like, I'm going to call my mama. She ain't going to do nothing. I'm like, man, I remember we used to beg.
Don't call my
Please
mama.
don't call my mama. Like, I'm sorry. I'll straighten up. Like, people, it wasn't even so much of a fear. It was so much of a reverence and a respect that we had for older people, our parents. It's like we don't have that anymore.
Respect for teachers, respect for
right,
just respect for anybody. Period. Is gone.
I went to school in the '90s, and my mama was beating me in school.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I like people scared to whoop their kids. Like, I was getting beat. My mom always tell me, wherever you embarrass me at, that's where I'm embarrass you at, right there.
That's it.
Like, boy, I can't even tell you how many times I got beat in school, and I appreciate that. My mom used to say, I'm gonna beat you now, so the police ain't gonna beat you. And thank God, knock on wood, I ain't never been in a situation like that because my mama was beating me.
And that's some powerful words right there, brother.
Yeah.
That you just said. You are happy. You are glad that your mother did that.
Yeah, now I am, yeah.
You know, because that made you a better person.
Yeah,
that made you.
It gave me a conscience. It made me like, okay, it's consequences for my ass. And kids don't know consequences. That's the thing. We took away consequences. Oh, you go to timeout punishment. No, the Bible says spare the rod, spoil the child. You got to put that belt to the asphalt. You got to put the belt to the asphalt, because if you don't, then they gonna kill out in this real world, and it ain't nothing like that. It's
And
consequences for everything.
Exactly.
It's consequences for everything.
What's your thoughts on it, King?
So real quick, I wanted to touch on what King talked about earlier, and he was talking about all of the suicides, you know, with the younger generation. And you know, we keep on talking about the Bible, and it's a scripture, it's Psalms 29:18, and it says, where there's no vision, the people perish. So I feel like the young individuals aren't getting pushed. It's like all they getting taught is, you know, the only thing in life that's certain is taxes and death. So if you just thinking from that, it's like, okay, what is it to live for then? You know, you don't have people that's getting pushed, like, you know, understand your purpose, understand this, understand that, so you know how to move in life. And then on top of it, I've seen young people try to raise kids, and when you don't have that guidance and you're trying to figure it out on your own, and you still raising a kid on top of that, it makes it harder for that next generation.
Right, and I've seen a lot of younger mothers or younger fathers they'll be in Walmart. I've seen it in Walmart where someone will tell them, "Hey, why don't you take the baby in there and because his pull-up or something may be coming off."
I don't take my do my baby.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Instead of taking that advice,
Yeah.
they get upset. Like, this is my child. I know how to raise my child, and I'm gonna raise my child the way I want to raise my child.
That's pride and ego right there.
And it's a lot of upbringing, distorted thinking is what I call it. A lot of distorted thinking. We think that right is wrong and wrong is right. I mean, literally, we are running around here pretty much backwards in how we should actually be carrying ourselves, because like you were saying, and like you were saying, far as with you guys' generation feeling like it's only two things to reach for, in life, and being taxed, and it's hard for you guys. Nobody's really there to give you your purpose. They're just trying to just feed you this, hey, follow what this says and get this bag.
Right.
Either you chasing a bag or you chasing a skirt, and that's just, pretty much what they is instilling in y'all, or chase this, this music, or, try to chase these careers that's leading you down this path that you might not ever see, because it's unobtainable, because they control that path too.
And then now you done missed out on all of that time you could have really been digging into yourself, really understanding what you really want to do and love to do, and chase that. But now they got you chasing money, where you just lost in this illusion. And then you get money and you still feel like it's something missing.
Yes, that's exactly true.
And that's when it comes down to, like I was saying in our one of our other shows, learning your purpose,
right?
Understanding your day name, not your your birthday, not your birth date. See, a lot of us, we practice and want to celebrate our birth date, but that's not your birthday. We as African people, black people, however you want to call it, I call us the divine culture. It's your birthday. Your birthday, that's why it's 7 days of the week, because each day represents personal traits that you carry. And we know what type of person you are by the day you were born. Not the date necessarily. It's your birthday. And that's the
what
power.
Friday mean then?
Friday.
I was born on a Friday.
I can look that up and I can give you that after the show.
I'm turned up now.
But yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna turn.
Learning from, I know my wife went to Ghana. And so she came back and she let me know that some of the things that they do, some of the traditions that they have, as far as even when you're born, it's the day. Yes. That's how they name you.
Yes.
On whatever day you were born.
Right. So if whatever day it is, that's what name you're going to be. So if your name is Kwa, everybody that's born on Thursday, that's what everybody's name is going to be.
Right, it's going to start with something like that.
Exactly. So that's how you already know that individual, even before you even get to know that individual. You know their name, you know their day name, so you already know what type of...
They might be gifted in
old Thursday type of person.
Absolutely, or it's a Saturday.
Thursday.
Yes.
He the one with the vision. He can help us with the vision.
Absolutely.
Oh, he like getting his hands dirty. Let him do the building.
Yes.
Oh, he's the best planner.
Yes, and that was already
That's how you come
connection.
together.
You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
You see that? We already connected already just by the name. You know what type of individual and what my job is in our community. You understand? So those are things that we got to get back to, that we've lost, and we allowed this society to steer us away from and get clouded, like you said, in this facade, because it's not reality. Really, this is not reality. You know what I'm saying? But they got us in this matrix and living in this matrix world, and we don't even understand the part we really playing in it. But we got to get back to the,
that's
to the
deep
true
right there.
tools that we practice so that we can connect better. you know,
Fact.
and help each other, enhance each other, uplift each other, love each other again. That's what we're missing.
Definitely missing love. It's like everybody got this like crab in the barrel mentality. Like nobody wants to gatekeep mentality. Like I'm afraid that you gonna get too far ahead of me, that I don't want to help you, and we all should work together like ants in an anthill.
And
like I say all the time.
That's been the problem in our generation, in our community for years. That has always
But
been
it didn't
a
used to
problem.
be like that though.
It didn't.
It didn't used to
It
be
didn't
like
used
that.
to be like that.
Like did you know like right after slavery we was lit. Like we had our own everything, banks, all that. Like
Exactly.
it's the crazy part. Like that they recently was talking about segregating again.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, a lot of people like they opposed to the segregation, and I'm like, I'm all down for segregation. Like one, I'd rather you just go ahead and tell me up front you don't like me. I don't want to go in your spot and pretend like you got something going on. You pretend like you like me too.
But
Y'all don't even season y'all food. And for three, black people spend so much money that if we segregate and we had no choice but to put money back into black people, we'll flourish.
Well, see that the problem with that is you're still gonna have. We could still do that now. We could still do that now. I know King D talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
We can still do all those things right now. But the problem is the crab in the barrel
Yeah, that
mentality. You have those that don't
You
want
getting
to
too
work
much money.
together. They feel like who put you in charge?
Yeah.
What make you think that we got to listen to you? Now we back into the same thing again until there is a direct plan of action on how to do it, because there are a lot of places. There are a lot of places that you could go and people are sitting down. I mean, take a look at it. There was six friends that grew up together. They ended up bought land together.
Yeah, absolutely.
facts.
But I want to ask King Devin. Devin, what do you feel about segregation and integration? How do you feel about that? He said he would be all for the segregation. I want to hear from another young mind.
Me personally, I feel like you could still deal with white people, you know. So I feel like sometimes my hardest clients sometimes can be African American people. Like what he's talking about, it's like, who are you to even think that you could try? I might as well go get a white person to do it. So it's not like I'm against black people coming together, but sometimes I think, you know, because I'm from Detroit, but I still went to school right outside Detroit, so I see things from both sides. And I feel like in the same sense, you can kind of hurt yourself if you like black owned, I only want black people coming here. You know, I feel like we can take control back over you, because we do spend 80%. The majority of the money that's been spent each year on you know, just all types of goods is spent by African American people. So we can try to keep that in the community as much as possible, but like he said, it's kind of hard with everyone's mentality, and I understand that not all African American people think like us. And if it's just the ones that think like us, if we came together, it might not still be enough to get done. Because let's say that this next time we want to rebuild in another on an island or somewhere like that, because they might try to destroy it. Because the last time we came together and integrated, before we integrated, we had our own banks, we had our own everything, but they bombed us. They tore it down,
and we were doing well,
and we were thriving. But we wanted to be included. We wanted to be included. Like,
but I see what you're saying, as far as in a business aspect.
I think that what we should do, I don't know. See, I probably should have did more. I don't know what I don't want to offend anyone. So I am being politically correct right now, but I do feel like as melanated people, we do need to stand up and come together and connect those dots. They don't need to know, like, you know, how we feel on the inside.
Oh yeah,
or
what
we
I was
have
saying,
any-
that's something I had heard on the news that they was bringing up segregating. That wasn't my own opinion.
Right,
So
right.
if that's what they decided to do. Cool. I feel like we should put all our money into black business. Like I think we should open up our own type of Target, our
I
own
think we
type
should,
of
but
Walmart.
just don't
if y'all just
say
gonna
it.
force
Don't
us to
tell
be
it.
segregated, if that's what you're gonna change it to, if you're gonna force us to be segregated, then I feel like I'm all for it because now we have no choice but to pour it back inside. But then again, we're faced with the same thing you were saying with the crab in the barrel. Like who told
What's
you to be
wrong with? I don't mean to cut you off. What's wrong with saying you're black owned? What's wrong with saying you're a black owned business?
Because like I was saying, so I have customers, like I do home improvement. I got my own home improvement company. I have high-end white customers that spend triple. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that I'm not going to take that money and take it back to the neighborhood, you know, and put some things together. But that's an opportunity. I still feel like that's blocking a certain blessing that could be given to you by God. You know, so I'm not going to be like, nope, I don't like you. I don't like your money. Your ancestors did this and that to me. I don't want to accept your money.
I don't even think you found too many people of our color like that. We really ain't the ones that.
Well, see,
racist.
here's the thing.
They really.
For sure. No. But what I'm saying is I don't want to turn down any money from anybody. But
Okay.
me personally, I do want to get that money and put it back into the neighborhoods.
Just because, okay, I have a black owned business.
Right.
I have an electrical business.
Do you advertise it as black owned?
I just advertise.
That's all.
But
Okay.
here's the thing. If someone asks me who owns the business,
You're going to say me.
I'm a black owned business.
Okay.
Now, do you get grants and loans and all of that?
I haven't got any grants yet. But
So your grants, when you certify your business as a black-owned business, they're going to find out it's a black-owned business anyway. They're going to find out it's a minority-owned business anyway.
See,
so
I think-
the problem isn't the clientele that you get, the white clientele that you get. The problem is going to always be any type of clientele that you get, because I've been to African clients. Oh, you charge too much, my brother. Okay, well then, I tell you what, I'm sorry that this price is not in your price range. That's not in your range, but this is the best that I could do.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to white. I have a lot of white clients. They still if it's in their price range, it's in their price range. If not, look, I'm not saying that it's gonna hurt my business because this person over here is discriminating because I said that I have a black-owned business. Not saying that they discriminate. They look at me different because I say it's a black-owned business. Because if it's already being advertised, if I got a website and they can pull up my business,
black face on there.
But that's good to do it for the grants. And if you see,
what I'm saying is they still will find out that
that's
you're a
fine.
black-owned business.
My thing is, me personally, I just wouldn't advertise it. Just like you already said, you don't advertise it like that. Me personally, I wouldn't advertise it like that because
We're not segregated. We're still integrated.
Yo, I was speaking hypothetically if they went ahead and segregated the business.
So of course you wouldn't,
Yeah.
Just say, oh, I'm just going to service black people.
Yeah,
because
that's not what-
we're integrated.
Yeah,
I was
because
just saying
we're
if they
saying
don't
it's a
make
black
sense
owned.
to-
Because we're
even
saying it's
still, I'm just saying it's like you saying. I agree
Right.
with you 100%. It's look at me. Obviously, I'm black, so me. In that same sense, it's like, why do I have to sit here and put that on my business cards and put that on the side and put that on my Instagram?
Because there are some people that want to just deal with black-owned businesses. They want to give.
Some people
back.
don't care, and some people
They see me and they're gonna.
That doesn't matter.
What if they don't see you? What if they hear a commercial?
They go to.
What if they go to the website? Your face
Okay,
not
you
on
go.
there?
You go to this McDonald's on Highway 5. You see a whole bunch of black faces. Did that make it a black-owned business?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly. So they want to know. A lot of people want to cater to black-owned businesses. So that's the reason why they ask. That's the reason why people advertise as a black-owned business, because you have those people that want to support the black-owned businesses, whereas you have some people that don't even want to support a black-owned business.
Right. So all the customers that I deal with, they know that this is my company that I founded, that I started. So me personally, I just, in the situation that I'm in, because I can't speak for everybody, I can only speak for myself, I just would not advertise as black owned, because I know if I do want to get grants for like black owned business, let's say it's a $20,000 grant, I can still go on there on the website and get that. But let's say that I am dealing with a client that has like a significant amount of money, because we still have to keep in mind that the majority of the wealth in America by a long shot is the people from European descent, white people. They have the majority of the wealth, and we can still pull from that.
Yeah,
So,
but who spends the most? They may have the most, but who spends
it's-
the most?
But
And at the end of the day, I feel like that's where we be missing it.
But no.
We spend the most. We ain't
In
even
what
got the
area?
most
No,
money.
no,
We
in
spend more
categories.
money than the
But
people that
we
got
gotta
the most.
go. Okay, we gotta go and look at the different categories. So if we're talking about off of what is it? I can't think of the word right now. I'm having a
Well, see, here's my thing. I'm not looking for Arthur Blank to hire me, because I know Arthur Blank already got his crew.
Right.
I'm not looking for him to hire me. Would I take it? Oh, absolutely. I'd appreciate that. Absolutely. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for me. I'm not out here trying to cheat people out of what they're doing. Not saying that you are. I'm just saying in general. So for me, having a black-owned business and me saying that I am black-owned, I'm letting my generation know and my culture know one way of bridging that gap. You can be black and have a business. You can have a black-owned business, and you can be a successful black-owned business, because you don't necessarily, just because you advertise as black-owned or don't advertise as black-owned, you can be a successful black-owned business. That's one way you can get out there and do the things that make this money, instead of just going out here doing the scamming, the things that we talked about, scamming and doing just.
Then you got to play football, play basketball.
Right, because there's more things to it than just that.
And let me say one thing too. Your work is going to speak for itself. You know, if you do good work,
That's
be
it.
blind and handicapped, no legs, no arm. But if it's good,
they don't care.
They don't care.
what color you are.
That's it.
If you
That's
do
what
good
I'm
work
saying.
and you
They
do
don't
quality
care.
work,
You can say I'm
they
a black-owned
want you to
business
do the
and
job.
have subpar.
And
See,
so
that's what
the
it
thing.
is.
But for back onto the topic, as far as bridging the gap and us being able to, be on the same accord, connect minds, because like you said, because when you talk to different people, it's about the mindset, right? Yeah. It's about people's mindsets, what people know, what people think. And we know that a lot of people don't think the way that you think. A lot of people don't think the way that you think. A lot of people don't think the way that I think. Right. But we need to think alike. That's the thing that we got to work towards, us thinking alike again.
Right.
Because that's what's going to build that relationship again.
I feel like we first need to realize that we need each other.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's
the one
first
thing. Like the young people need the old people, and the old people need the.
You don't even have to think alike.
We need
You
each
just
other.
have to think. You just have to know that we need each other to get to where we want to be.
That's
what
it's
thinking
going.
alike. That's alike. That's
well,
alike
we don't have to
mind.
have.
So
we don't have to agree all the
You
time.
don't have to agree. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to agree.
That's a like mind. We have to be like minded.
That's true.
Because if we're not like minded, we're gonna be segregated in our minds. That's just like segregation and integration. You understand? That's just like what we're talking about. Our minds is segregated.
So
instead of integrated.
So
you understand? So it's the mentality is just like the physicality. You understand? So we have to be able to integrate our minds, and it's not like we all going to think exactly alike.
No.
But when we're talking about certain ideals and certain things that's that's going to help us work collectively together, we have to be on the same page.
On the same page.
So, and I think that comes from having a certain level of spiritual alignment too. So when I say spiritual alignment, I mean anything that's non-physical. I keep on referencing back to the type of work that I do. And even with that all starts with a vision. It all starts with an idea that's non-physical. And then you put in the work, you put in the effort, and then it shows in this physical realm that we live in. So when you even say like it's not real, it's an illusion, I understand it 100%. But they made it where like people want the fire before they put the wood and whatever to get the fire started.
Yes.
And that's where we've been tricked as a people. So it's going all the way back to the basics, going all the way back to the beginning. And and I feel like in a sense, in a spiritual sense, that's the real definition of baptism. So it's like you think that you got it all figured out and all this stuff, and it's like, no, relearn everything that you thought that you knew, and you'll be made new.
Absolutely.
I feel like it kind of still just take us back to what you said, that gathering, like having that space opportunity to have that dialogue with the old and young people.
Absolutely.
He referenced church a lot. I had a pastor that used to say, you have to catch the fish before you clean the fish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like the older generation is so busy, like telling us, oh, you need to pull your pants up. Oh, why you doing this? The older like young man, come here. Let me just tell you something about life. Period.
Yeah.
Like you say, you electrician. Like the old man used to teach you how to. Man, our old man taught me how to put the light fixture into the thing. It's something I didn't want to know, but he just seen me outside. He was like, come here, hold this ceiling fan for me. I'm about to connect the light to the wire. Don't let this wire touch each other. You're going to shock yourself. Like, he told me that. And there's something, guess what? When I got older and something happened to my house, I was dope. And I'm like, I'm not about to pay the rent off his man, do that. It's something, like, we have to get back to that gathering where we as young people are willing to listen to the old people, and the older people are willing to even come and talk to us.
No, and we have to also listen to y'all.
Exactly.
Because y'all can teach us what you guys know.
Right.
Y'all are more electronically inclined, socially, with these devices than a lot of older people.
Running out of time. Yeah. So we're running out of time on our show. So we'll continue this up another time. But any final thoughts real quick on what you want to say?
No, I did think about what I when I had lost my thoughts. So I was saying that as far as retail, like, we spend the most. But as far as real estate and all the different categories, is like that we got to look at that in. And
we'll get into that on the next show. That's another one. Any final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you all for having me on the show. I really enjoyed the conversation and dialogue, and I hope this just opens up a gateway for more people to get to the dinner table.
All right.
Yes. And with that being said, I just want to say that, I'm glad you guys came today and was a part of the show. We welcome you. And at the same time, we do have curriculums and programs that's going to help us work collectively together to bridge that gap, but we have to start with us. We have to start with us if we're really serious about making that change.
All right. Well, we also appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We'll be back next week. Everyone have a good one.
Peace.
You are tuned in to Talk Show Kings on TV 1061.
Man, what they gonna do with this black on black crime, man? I'm sick of this. Thank you for watching another edition of Talk Show Kings on TV 1061. We'll be seeing you soon.